Hey, this is Adam Post, creator of College of the Dead, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books, and former executive board member of Platinum Studios, the movie company making comics to film that did Cowboys and Aliens. And today we're talking about a very cool Spider-Man rumor. It's a rumor, but it could happen, and I think it's interesting. Tell me what you think about it. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Tell me what you think of this rumor. Would you want to see this movie? Three Spider-Men in one movie. All right. Three Spider-Man in one movie, all three Spider-Man actors getting together in a multiverse crossover. Now, we've seen Spider-Man intro the Spider-Verse, right? Intro into the Spider-Verse. This was a successful movie. It didn't make $1 billion, but it did gross almost $400 million worldwide just in the theaters on a budget of $90 million. The animation was pretty cool. I'm sure you agree, right? So let's take a look. So this comes from Cosmic Book News. Spider-Man Secret Wars Multiverse rumored with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. So a batch of rumors hitting the net, offering that Marvel and Sony want to create some sort of Spider-Man Secret Wars multiverse that would use all three of these actors, right, in the films featuring the Tom Hardy Venom. Another amazing, successful movie. That one did gross $1 billion. You know what? Go ahead. This is a big help to me. Go ahead and subscribe now. Click the bell for notifications and like this video. And definitely tell me what you think about this idea. Three Spider-Mans in one movie in a Secret Wars multiverse. How cool. That would actually be pretty cool. I thought Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse was pretty wild. It was cool. It was interesting. It was a bit all over the place, but it still held together well. It was fun. So the plan right now is for Tom Holland to appear in Venom 3, and that Carnage, how cool would that be? The evil villain Carnage could be featured as well as a planet of the symbiotes. So I don't know if you know or not, but originally the black costume came from Secret Wars number 8, done in the 1980s, written by the amazing and super talented Jim Shooter, the whole Secret Wars series, where they were off on an alien world. That symbiote became his black costume, and it was a huge, huge thing in the 80s when Spider-Man changed his costume, and then the symbiote developed into the Venom character. Now it's claimed that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, he hasn't taken over Star Wars just yet, maybe soon, is producing the movies that a meeting between Spider-Man and Venom will feature the MCU version of Tom Holland, but won't be titled Venom 3, as Marvel doesn't release villain movies, not yet, and that the previous Tom Hardy Sony movies won't be part of the MCU, and that, follow this, Venom won't be a villain and will be an anti-hero. Okay, well, I mean, whatever. They obviously can do whatever they want. People are going to see the movie as long as there's a lot of cool action in it. Who's not going to go watch that, regardless of what the heck else they do next? It's said that Feige isn't producing. If he's not producing, Tom Holland will still be used, will be a Spider-Man from a different universe with no reference to the MCU. It's starting to get a little bit convoluted, but it's Spider-Man. So people will put the effort in to figure out what the heck is going on. Will you? Is this interesting to you? Like, is this something you'd see? Three Spider-Man? I mean, as long as they kind of think it through. If they handle it as well as they handle it with Into the Spider-Verse, there's Spider-Mans all over the freaking place. Girl Spider-Mans, boy Spider-Mans, every race, gender, robot, whatever you could possibly think of, right? But they got it. But, I would watch it. I was surprised how much I liked Into the Spider-Verse. It really was pretty cool. Tell me what you think of Into the Spider-Verse, too. I want to know. Put in the comments. All right. It said that, okay, we did that part. How the MCU, Tom Holland and Spider-Man, and Tom Hardy Venom meet is through the multiverse, which is how Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire will play into things. That actually is logical. I mean, the roadmap is right there from Into the Spider-Verse. That kind of covered everything. And it's one thing when they do it in the comics, but when it holds together in a film and people who are, normies, not comic book fans, will just go and watch the movie and they'll be like, okay, that was a cool movie, and they sort of understand what the story was. It tells you how far they can push the limits of all of this craziness of alternate universes. So the MCU is moving towards Spider-Man, Multiverse, and Secret Wars. They should bring Jim Shooter back for that, right? It said that all this involves a series of Secret Wars movies and TV spin-offs, which is the direction the MCU is headed. This is going to boost Disney Plus like crazy when they have all those support series supporting the movies and spinning off from the movies. Back in 2015, saw Marvel Comics publishing the Secret Wars event as well as Battle World, which is what the MCU will be adapting. So Marvel redid Secret Wars in 2015, doing an updated version of it from when it was created back in the 1980s by Jim Shooter, who was the editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. Additional details include the Mephisto who is devil character, will be unleashing hell on Earth. Doesn't sound very nice. And the Marvel zombies. Oh my God. And this is the first time I'm reading this, okay? I'm kind of shocked. There's a lot here. And the spirits of vengeance. I mean, so if they do this is, how many movies could that be? That alone could be 10 movies, right? I mean, there's a lot going on there. Marvel Zombies, they could do a lot with it. Certainly they could do TV with it. Oh my God. They're going to make a lot of money over there at Disney if they do this right. Even if they do it wrong, they'll still make a bunch of money. Tell me what you think. Do you think they're going to make money on this? Put it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Helps me out a lot. It's claimed the series will air on Hulu and will be dark and R-rated. Yeah, that makes sense. And of course, Disney owns something like 82% of Hulu now that they acquired Fox. And they spent that extra $20 billion that they just had laying around to buy Fox with a total of around $80 billion. And they control the amount that they don't own through a deal with Comcast. So they locked this up. Doctor Doom and Galactus are said to be involved in the MCU's Secret Wars. Doctor Doom was involved in the original Secret Wars. Galactus was not involved in the original Secret Wars. There was a character called Beyonder, which, will they bring Beyonder back? Question. Doesn't look like it, but you don't know. With other villains such as the Mandarin and Red Skull involved. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is also involved, as it will deal with how these universes come together. Doctor Strange can transition through multiple universes, of course, because he's a doctor. He went to medical school, and he's strange. No, he's a mystic character created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko and the 1970s, and you probably know who he is. He's had a pretty big role now in Marvel movies. Back in August, also saw details for the rumored Secret Wars movie and Battle World, as it is said, Doctor Doom will take over Europe, of course. Mandarin will control Asia. Why wouldn't he? And Red Skull will control the U.S., of course. Why not? The Annihilation War is also said to be happening in the middle of it all. Isn't this a lot of stuff going on? Well, there's some really excited people making a lot of exciting things happen. Tell me what you think of this. Of course, I would go see a movie like this. I mean, they're obviously putting a lot into it. This is decades of stories and storytelling with classic characters that they're constantly updating. I think Spider-Man could be its own Marvel universe of movies. I mean, I don't know how Marvel Universe could even compete with Spider-Man if Spider-Man went and really did its own thing. Especially if they were able to introduce new characters, right? And new versions of the characters, even just versions of the characters that have appeared in the comics. Look how many there are. How many more do you need? So tell me what you think. Would you go see this movie? And check out my comic book project, College of the Dead.
Hey, I'm Adam Post, creator of the College of the Dead graphic novel comic book series. Take a look at the printed prototype. This is what the book's going to look like. And we've got the 100-page Ashcan book of College of the Dead. This shows how we made the book. It's got all the script and layouts. It's really, really educational, and it's really great behind-the-scenes stuff. And we have the art book, which is an 8.5 by 8.5 black and white book. It's all the art without any lettering. A really terrific book, too.
The way you can get College of the Dead is to go to collegeofthedead.com. It'll bring you right to the Indiegogo page where you can buy the book. You can check it out. You can see the first 12 pages, sequential art. I think you're going to love the story. I know you're going to like the comic. You will love it.
collegeofthedead.com.